So, Danielle, what happens if I die or client dies with no will at all?
If there's no will in place at all, then the rules of intestacy will apply. Now, it depends upon who is in your immediate family as to how the rules would apply to your situation. If you have a spouse, then your spouse is the first person to be able to make a claim on your estate. And they would essentially be entitled to the whole of your estate if you don't have children. If you have children, there is a split, so it does depend upon that. There is also the situation whereby you might not have a spouse or children, then you are looking at parents potentially inheriting, siblings, brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews, and it will go down the family tree like that. So to avoid that situation, it could be that you wouldn't want them to inherit from your estate, you would need to put a will in place.
Great. And presumably, or would that delay the process? So if there's a property to be sold, but there's no will, but that presumably delays the process, does it, before that property can come to the market?
It can, because when there is no will in place and the intestacy rules apply, you tend to find that there are a lot of arguments, there's disagreements between who should receive what. The process is also, although it's similar, instead of applying for a grant of probate, which applies where there is a will in place, you instead apply for letters of administration. The problem there is that it needs to be your personal representatives, it could be your family members would have to step up and apply for that. And that could cause some arguments in itself who is going to be responsible. Whereas with a will, your executors are named, they will be the people that would arrange your estate after you've passed away.
Right. And if the estate's kind of relatively large or it's big property, does that mean that it's kind of effectively anybody can make a claim?
Not
Do you have
necessarily.
to advertise the fact that there is no will and
yes,
come forward if you think you're
if you think you've got a claim, yes,
connected.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it does happen, and this is where I suppose heir hunters can be involved, and it is something that we look at because I deal with estates whereby there has been a will in place or where there hasn't and they've passed away under the rules of intestacy, and we do need to explore those avenues. Part of the process, you should be advertising when somebody's passed away. It is a responsibility of the executor or of the representatives, and that's to give an opportunity both for potential beneficiaries but also any creditors or debtors to the estate for them to come forward and make a claim.
Great, okay. So, incredibly important to have a will, and
Absolutely.
if you would like more information about getting a will, then do get in touch with Danielle. She'd be delighted to offer you more advice and tailor it clearly to your own needs, and her details will be at the bottom of this posting, so do get in touch. Thanks very much.
Thank you.